All right, so I would like you to hold your applause until the end. That will save at least 2 minutes if David doesn't knock me out with his guitar. So just think about this 4 days ago. Yes, we have only been here for 4 days. You can tell because my circles under my eyes have gotten much larger. 4 days ago, we were mostly strangers. And now you look around and you see friends. You see people that you're going to miss tomorrow when they drive away. You're going to see people that you want to connect with again next year if you have to wait that long. Maybe you'll run into them in other places, concerts. And this is your tribe. This is your tribe. This is your chosen family, your friends. And there's nothing like being in community with like-minded folks, sharing music and ideas. We're glad that you're here this week, and we hope that you'll come back next year. So I have a lot of thank yous. And let me just say, I've taken copious notes in the last 4 days. But if in the unfortunate possibility I forget someone, it is not intentional. I know that like me, you've been getting 10 hours of sleep a night. You've been getting massage. I actually did get a massage so I could walk. You've been getting massage and having facials, spending time in the steam room, and all of your brain cells are functioning. So if the possibility is that I forgot you, you could scream out your name, I guess. But I've got a lot of names on here, so here we go. I would like, and you're going to hold your applause to the end, okay? Then it can be thunderous. Our conference music store volunteers, keyword volunteers, Maria DeRee, Rob, and Sue Hammock. The store would not function without them. The Unity Village staff, Unity Worldwide Ministries, Unity Outreach with Mark Fuss, Unity Village Chapel, which is where we are. This becomes Unity Village Chapel on Sunday, for their support and their generosity. Denise Griffin, Mark Fuss, Maggie Alderman, whom we met, who's the director now of Silent Unity, Reverend Erin McCabe of Unity Village Chapel, which is where we are, Brandy French and her team at the hotel, and the beautiful accommodations you have, Jim Blake, who is the CEO of Unity Village and has been so welcoming to us and so intentional with hosting our conference on these beautiful grounds. Mark and Ayesha Livingston for doing our live stream up there. That is a tough job, I think. Jane Thornton of New Thought Musicians Showcase. If Jane contacts you and asks you to do a podcast or an interview, I say you say yes. She does the editing of our video, and you will not believe the amount of plays you will get on YouTube, which will boost your music rights royalty payments. You will be very pleased, just saying. And she does this as a volunteer for us. All of our awesome presenters that we've had here this week, our song circle leaders, our house musicians, Suze Hulcher on bass, Lucy Kilpatrick on keys, Todd Gillette on drums, Glen Roethel. The Unity Worldwide Music Ministry team, that's a mouthful, who helped present the Grace Note Award and helped create new resources for us. Our beloved Carol Tomhave, the recipient of this year's Grace Note. Greg Tamblin for loaning us a guitar amp, and Kim Char Meredith for lugging a bass amp from Chicago so that you could hear those instruments. Meredith Tabor and Katie Moore for their generous donations and their continued love and support. Jennifer Ferran for saying yes to a job that she didn't know what it entailed. For being the generous stage manager. Ben Dorrell back there on sound for being such a joy to work with and for doing such a great job. Melinda Wood Allen for her choral arrangements, her very presence, creating this unbelievably majestic choir in just 3 short days, and writing the arrangements. Thank you to all of the folks who said yes without hesitation when I started a sentence with, "Could you?" without even asking or waiting to hear what I was going to ask them to do. What about our food this week? Divine Catering. That's a perfect name. David Ewan from Divine Catering. Awesome food. Glen Roethel. I don't even know where to begin to thank Glenny. Now, hold your applause. Please, please. For his graphic work. You know that butterfly we're looking at? Glen designed that. Yes, I bet you didn't know that. The slideshow, the house band, his tech support, his help with sound. I don't know what else he's done, but it's a lot. And often behind the scenes, like little elves in Santa's workshop. The live stream community, thank you for tuning in and watching us. And your donations allow us to keep doing the live streams. The local ministries who promoted this event. All of you who flew or drove through multiple time zones to get here, including the crew from Ocala who drove 23 hours. I drove 14 hours and thought I was in Nome, Alaska. But I was still in Tennessee. For all of you who traveled here, even when traveling is exhausting, uncertain, and certainly not easy. Thank you, Ann Pogue, for being here. Thank you for Terry Snow for being here, wherever you are. We thank Marina Miller from Inner Light Merchandise. Her mission is to make our New Thought positive messages as prevalent as the contemporary Christian messages and other hats, which we won't mention what their message is. Wouldn't you rather see one of our lyrics on a hat? I would. All right, and I'm just reminding you that if I forgot anyone, please forgive me. Let's see. There's a few people, if you're hanging around or your flight's been canceled, you never know. David and Harold are doing a concert tomorrow night at Unity of Independence, yes? And Amy, you're doing a concert at Overland Park, right? And did I forget anybody else that asked me to say something? Almost, Melinda. Thank you for mentioning that. The Namaste Cafe starts soon after this song. And from Empower Music and Arts, Russ, Hammock, and myself, Richard, Glen, all of the advisory board that we have, we thank you so much for being here, for being part of our tribe, and we're so grateful for you. Now you may applaud.
Sue Riley, ladies and gentlemen.